Hey friends, I'm Michelle here with Choosing to Shine. Happy New Year to you guys. I don't know if I'm that excited about the new year, but hey, it's a fresh start, right? And it's kind of in hell, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna fake it till I make it. I'm not sure. I hope everybody had a great holiday. We had a little New Year's Eve bonfire party here with my best friend and my daughter and her family. So I just decided to leave up the decorations so you guys could enjoy it with me as I enjoy it a little bit longer. New Year's is my favorite holiday, and I think it is my favorite holiday because it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's the one that I made my own rituals for, and it's the one that I feel most comfortable in. So I'm not really that comfortable in a lot of situations, family, and I love hanging out with my family and all that. But lately, there's been just a lot of anxiety, literally doing or going anywhere. So um, I am excited for the new year. I don't know, that might have been a little over the top. Oh man. So December came and went. I did not get my new series started like I wanted to, but my mom passed and I had to go out of town. There was a lot to unpack there, mentally and literally, because I brought back a lot of keepsakes and pictures and jewelry and stuff like that, just things I wanted to go through and give my kids an opportunity to see if they wanted anything. And yeah, so it was a little overwhelming. I had alluded to in one of my other videos last month that my mom and I were not very close, but she was my mom. We still, the last couple months we talked daily. Maybe not on the phone every time, but I texted and made sure she was comfortable. And I don't know if I've said this on podcasts before, but I also am a Reiki healer. So I did send her lots of Reiki while she was going through her hospice care and pain management and things like that. So, oh boy, it was a lot mentally. So yeah, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not ready to talk about that today. But I did want to start this series, and I've always been interested in the psychology of why someone turns out the way that they turn out, right? So you take my household. We are a household of 4. My mom was a professional gambler, so she was gone a lot of the time, like 2, 3, 4 days at a time, like straight. Like she just didn't come home. Like they would have like marathon games. And my dad was a merchant marine, so he was, wherever, Honduras, Puerto Rico, New York, New Jersey, anywhere that they sent him as a tugboat captain, whatever needed to be hauled. So he was gone. When he was going to like Honduras and Puerto Rico, he was gone probably a good, I want to say it was like a month and a half, 2 months, and then he would come home for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then he would go back. So there was a lot of time that I was just a feral child, right? And then I was taking care of my brother, who was 6 years younger than me. And the dynamics of that, we turned out a lot different, right? So, I've always tried to be the peacekeeper. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like personality traits and things like that, but I am an INFJ, so I am very introverted, homebody, but I'm also the peacemaker, and the nurturer, motherly personality to whoever is around me, basically. And then my brother, not so much any of that. So, it's like our parents were together up till when did they get a divorce? And as usual, I'm coming to you guys unscripted and unediting I'm not editing any videos. I just feel like it's more authentic. I myself enjoy watching real people, and I don't like a lot of editing. It feels like, and sidetracked now, ADHD. I feel like when people like clip out all the silent parts, I don't know, it feels like you're on edge or something. Maybe that's just because my nervous system is a wreck. But so I hope you guys enjoy this style of talking, basically. I've heard it called like grandpa or grandma style of YouTube, and I guess I've let my hair grow out now, so I guess I'm old enough to be a grandma. I don't have any grandkids yet, but old enough to be a grandma. Yeah, totally sidetracked there. So basically, the psychology of why people turn out the way they turn out, right? So my parents got divorced. I think I was like 19 or 20, somewhere in there. So my brother was about 16. Yeah, about 16. So, I mean, we were raised by the same parents, right? And we just turned out like so totally different. So I've always been fascinated with that. Like in high school, my favorite class was psychology, and then my next favorite class was marine biology. I love the water and everything in the water. I love the earth. I guess I'm just an old hippie at heart. But so the psychology of why people turn out the way they turn out, and the events that shape who you are, even though you're growing up in the same family and having the same experiences, your perception is always different, right? So I don't have an example right now. Maybe I'll think of one in a minute. But that's what I want to explore with this new series, Echo. So not only is it my story, my, what do you call it? I want to say documentary. I've been watching so many documentaries recently. You guys, I love watching serial killer and mafia stuff. Guilty pleasure. Just a little side note. Oh my God, I've been watching a lot of stuff over the holidays. So I just finished up the Dahmer docu drama, and I watched the Dahmer tapes on Netflix. So that was kind of wild. And the same thing. So the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, oh wait, like what was it? Like, how did he get there? How was he like so calm? How did he know he was doing these bad, evil things, and he wanted to stop, but he couldn't stop? It's like, I love that psychology stuff. So, we'll have more information coming on psychology stuff. Janie is actually getting her certificates for therapy and things like that. So we're going to have a lot of different series here on Choosing to Shine. We are here to support other women in our self-love journey that I've heard about a year ago, probably, that the thing that you struggle with the most is the thing that you should share because you've been through it, and maybe you went through that struggle because you were literally put on earth to share that struggle. So that is my hope, that comes through, and I find, or the right people find my story healing and supportive. And yeah, so basically grew up in a dysfunctional family. Dad was an alcoholic. He was also violent, but not towards me and not towards my brother. So there was a lot of violence happening in the home, outside the home, friends and family, a lot of anger issues. Like I said, my mom was a professional gambler. She was gone 2 to 4 days at a time. So fast forward, I'm pretty sure she was also a narcissist. Or has narcissistic tendencies, right? Because I don't know. She's never been diagnosed. But so growing up in that family, and, I ended up with OCD, trauma brain. I also married a narcissist who was also had an addiction and alcoholism and a lot of other things that I'll get into later. And then, sorry, I lost my train of thought again. I just recently found out that I was autistic and ADHD, so that explains a lot of my issues. My cat keeps she's got the zoomies. She keeps running back and forth. It's probably almost her dinner time. Sakwa, you want to come say hi on the camera? You want to come say hi? Come here. Come on. She's like, who are you talking to? So, are you going to come? Come here. Her tail is right there. I think it's right out of camera view. Squirrel. So, growing up in that dysfunction, and then, repeating those patterns with my ex and not even knowing that I was repeating those patterns. That's kind of what choosing to shine means to me, is always trying to improve and always trying to be a better person, basically. And the journey of just healing, and I feel like, I get one thing healed and then something else comes along, or Hurricane Milton comes through the house, and then there's a lot of other things that go along with that. We were homeless for a little while and actually lived in an abandoned house in Jacksonville, in the not so good side of town. So it was very frightening. We had to stay quiet and just sit in the dark all night, basically. And so anyway, the hurricane kind of triggered all that because, I was trapped here. We weren't physically injured, but I was trapped here because the whole neighborhood was flooded and we couldn't leave. I did have people like were bringing me groceries and things that had like big trucks. They could come back and bring us stuff, but I didn't want to leave because to me it was I don't want to say easier. It was less stressful for me to stay in my home in the damage and the floodwaters, and we had like crawfish and snakes and worms and all kinds of things swimming through the house while we wore our muck boots. And so it was less stressful for me to stay in that environment than to leave and not have a plan of where are we going to go, where are we going to stay, because I didn't have any money either, right? So I couldn't like go stay in a hotel. My insurance didn't want to pay for anything really, and neither did FEMA. It was a big fight. I can go into further maybe on another video. But all that to say, we're constantly having these triggers come up, right? So, once I realized what was happening, like, my cousins wanted to come get me. They're like, we have ATVs and big trucks and like, we will come rescue you. And I'm like, no. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. And I feel like, they may have taken that personally, but it was just, I didn't want to feel homeless. That's basically what it came down to. And that's what I would have felt like if I would have left. Plus all my pets were here, right? So we had a dog and 2 cats, and I don't even know how I would have managed. So anyway, all that to say, this is life and we are on a journey, and I hope that we can go on that journey together and support each other and hone in on the things that we need to heal and support each other through that journey. So that is my hope for this channel. And if you were affected by Milton and you want to talk about that, reach out to me. If you want to talk about anything, really, reach out to me. I love helping people. I said this to a friend the other day. I am really great at giving advice to other people. Taking it myself, not so much, but I'm working on that. I am working on that because I feel like it's like almost in a way, the way that I was raised, that I should care more about others than myself, right? So self-love has been probably one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with, because that involves money, food, issues with relationships and everything. And it's like, in hindsight, you can't really go back and change the mistakes that you made, but you can apologize for them and do better and try to, keep doing better. And that is the person that I'm speaking with. So if that is you and you want to come along and hear my wild stories of dysfunction and being a feral child, then yeah, you're in the right place. And maybe every once in a while I can talk about things that I'm watching too, right? Because I love those shows. So my best friend, she we talk every Sunday, and she said, oh, I just started watching this new one. I think she said it was called Eileen. about a woman who was a Florida serial killer. Now, I've lived in Florida my whole entire life. I've never heard of this person, so I might actually watch it tonight when I have dinner. I just might. I don't know. I love psychology so much. So I am starting to ramble, so I'm gonna go, and I cannot wait to have a little more structure and start diving deep into some of these experiences and all the characters in my life. There's a lot of characters, and you know, kind of dive into where they came from and how that shaped who they were, as much as possible. And yeah, so I'm excited to share with you guys, and thank you so much for being here. Love to all.